In order to get your vote, Joe Biden said, I'm willing to have a conversation on reparations, if it includes the Native Americans. Why hasn't Joe Biden had a conversation on reparations that he promised you when he ran for president? The Congressional Black Caucus, the African American community, is a dysfunctional institution. Totally dysfunctional. Brothers and sisters, you have been raped. You have been enslaved. You have been oppressed, Jim Crowed, ignored, maligned, and yet and still you would rather wait on the white power structure. You would rather wait on the white power structure to do something for you before you do something for yourself. That is a sickness. See, we got to understand something. Post-traumatic slavery disease is real. Post-traumatic slavery disease is real. And don't tell me Africa is too far. Because if you could only get weaves in Africa, you would be on your 10th passport right now. Don't tell me Africa is too far. Because if you could only get weave from Africa, you would be on your 10th passport right now. Don't tell me Africa is too far. If you could only get a white girl from Africa, you would be on your 10th passport right now. Don't tell me Africa is too far. If you could only get Perm and Gucci and Louis and Ed Jordan from Africa, you Negroes would be working on your 10th passport. You would have already used up 9 passports. See, you don't want to admit you hate who you are. You don't want to admit it. You hate yourself. And I'm here to tell you that until you admit that you hate yourself, you will never come to grips with your problem, and you will never solve your problem. If everything you love to wear could only be purchased in Africa, your ass would be on a plane right now. So let's get over the nonsense. Let's get over the nonsense, African people. Let's get over that. What I am saying, brothers and sisters, what I am saying is that we have to evolve a platform and an intellectual, social, militaristic, and cultural paradigm that will lead us out of where we are into the liberation of a realistic and practical African consciousness. None of these schemes that are being brought to you by the fake wokers in the We Ain't From Africa movement, none of these schemes are solutions. Not one of them is a solution. I didn't say that they're bad solutions. I said they are not solutions at all. Telling you to change your name changes nothing for you. Telling you to change your status changes nothing for you. Telling you to change your identity changes nothing for you. None of these schemes that are being brought before you are a solution. Not one of them. Not one of them. Identity scams, We Ain't From Africa scams. Y'all want reparations from Joe Biden. You voted for Joe Biden because he said he's willing to entertain a conversation on reparations. Can I ask you a question? Why hasn't Joe Biden entertained the reparations conversation just yet? Joe Biden said to get your vote. In order to get your vote, Joe Biden said, I'm willing to have a conversation on reparations, if it includes the Native Americans. Joe Biden said, I'm willing to have a conversation on reparations if it includes Native Americans. That's what he said. So it's going to be a multicultural reparations package. It's going to be a multicultural reparations package. But the question I'm asking my black Democrats, the question I'm asking Negroes on the Democratic Party plantation, why hasn't your president had a conversation on reparations yet? Why not? Why hasn't Joe Biden had a conversation on reparations that he promised you when he ran for president? Now, he already told you that the Native Americans must be included in the conversation. So he's not going to have an all-black reparations dialogue. He did already told you that. He's not going to have an all-black reparations dialogue. He did already told you that. So you're not getting an all-black conversation. It's going to be black and Native American. And maybe your Native American Negro leaders can put on the Native American costumes and hats and shit and go sit up front with their nappy ass heads so the other Native American tribes could look at them like they crazy. Where is the Joe Biden conversation on reparations? Where is the Joe Biden conversation on reparations? That's what I want to know. Where is the Joe Biden conversation on reparations to the Negroes on the Democratic plantation? But I want to give you this. No reparations package will address any of the problems that you have because you fail to understand the central concept of African liberation. None of your problems will be solved by the European, nor will the European participate in the solving of any of your problems. Let me say this again. I know it's hard for y'all to understand this. It is impossible for the Negro integrationist mindset to understand this. It is impossible for the Negro integrationist personality to understand this, but I need to say it again. None of your problems will be solved by white people. And white people will not participate in the solving of any of your problems. In other words, they are not taking the lead, nor are they going to play a supportive role. I need you to get this. The sooner we can understand this, the better off we will be. The sooner we can understand this, the better off we will be. The Congressional Black Caucus. The Congressional Black Caucus. The African American community. The African American community is a dysfunctional institution. Totally dysfunctional. See, we got to ask ourselves some serious questions. And one of the questions we have to ask ourselves, some serious questions. And one of the serious questions we have to ask ourselves, when are we going to start having meetings to solve our problems? Let me say this one more time. It's a simple question. When are American Africans going to start having meetings to solve our problems? 85% of the flyers that I get, 85% of the flyers that come to my text messages, my inbox, my email, 85% of the flyers that I get have nothing to do with the conversation on solutions. Almost none. Almost none of them. I rarely get a flyer on organization. Rarely. Most of the time, we are coming together to listen to somebody, to celebrate somebody, or to remember something. Let me say that again. Most of the time when we come together, we are coming together to listen to somebody, to talk about somebody, or to remember something. I mean, our entire consciousness is focused on the past. When are we going to focus on the present? And when are we going to plan for the future? I need you to understand, overstand, and understand. I need you to understand, overstand, and understand. He cut more water on. They flooding the prince out. They flooding the prince out. They cut the water on. Let me come right over here for a minute. The question, family. The question, family. I'm just asking a question. When are we going to start having meetings to talk about the African present and the African future? The scholarship that our grandmaster teachers have given us about the past is immaculate. The scholarship that our grandmaster teachers have given us about the